So, like a human being, compiler also first dissects this type of statement into tokens, in this case 5 tokens. Thereafter, it understands the meaning and purpose of each and every token. Ultimately, it composes all the meanings and it can understand what task is to be performed. That is the secret. This is a simple way. So, for this purpose, what should be done before compilation? Tokenization may be done. The program may be 5 lines program or 500 lines program. What should be done? Whenever you start compilation process, whenever you initiate compilation process, first entire program is divided into tokens, individual tokens. That process is called tokenization. In order to introduce the meaning of that, I explained all this briefing, keep in mind. Actually, this type of information enables you to understand things logically, and while you are explaining these concepts to others or in interviews and all that, this type of knowledge is highly appreciated. Okay. So, first understand what is tokenization. So, Java provides for tokenization purpose dissecting a statement into tokens. String tokenizer class is provided. What is the purpose of that? It dissects a string into individual tokens, and it provides some methods, counting tokens and in a loop to proceed to the next token. All that it provides the methods. Through a demo we see it little later. Now, actually in a string there are several tokens. There may be several tokens. How they are separated? They are separated using delimiters. Delimiters. Now, delimiter means you have to understand in a broad way. It may be a blank space or new line sequence or a tab. Sometimes we designate a character as a delimiter. That designated character also treated as a delimiter. That you have to understand. Thereafter, you have to understand, you have to know about the constructors of this string tokenizer class. Now, you see string tokenizer class, string S. Actually, we give a string which is to be dissected into tokens. That is first constructor. The second one is string tokenizer, string S, string delimiter. Actually, if you want to specify anything is a delimiter for that string, you can specify them. Specifically mention which is the delimiter, and this is the second constructor. Third one, string tokenizer, string S, string delimiter, Boolean delimiter tokens. Actually, string in a string only words are treated as tokens. Sometimes you want to count delimiter is also as a token, delimiter also as a token, then you can use the third type of construction. Actually, delimiters by default are not treated as tokens, only words are treated as tokens. If you want to come, because of some programming purpose, if you want to treat delimiters also as tokens, then third type of constructor you can use. And one more thing, these already I told you, string, string buffer, string builder classes are provided by Java Lang package, but this string tokenizer is in the Java util package, Java util, that is why you have to import. Now, let us see its functionality through this demo. Now, you see here one message I have given, one string message I have given in the form of message I have given. Now, how string tokenizer class is used? How first constructor, string tokenizer st, new string tokenizer message. Here you see first type of thing. This message I have given. Okay. Thereafter, number of tokens I have to count. For counting purpose, one method is provided by the string tokenizer class. that is count tokens. See ST count tokens, instance method count tokens, it is meant for counting the tokens in the message. Okay. Next we have to write a loop. Actually once it is iterated, then only we can count. But for that purpose you need not define any user defined loop. Actually for that one method is provided, while you have to write. Thereafter you see ST has more tokens. Has more tokens means how you understand, if next token is there, if next token is there, has more tokens means if tokens are available, you iterate. You understand this like this. Has more tokens means if one more token is there, iterate. One more token is there, iterate. That is, it acts like a incrementation. If you write a loop, incrementation statement you write. So has more tokens implies a incrementation in the loop. Thereafter SOP ST, this one next token, it always takes the next token. So these three methods you remember. First one is count tokens, and this one, if any token for testing purpose, this is used. Actually I told you this is incrementation purpose, that is wrong. Actually for testing purpose, has more tokens means it test. Actually in a loop what you write? Initialization, test condition and incrementation. So has more tokens is used as a test condition. Okay. Then this is next token means it is incrementation, that you remember. Then this is the program. Three methods I have introduced. Now number of tokens, there are 10 tokens. Thereafter here all the 10 tokens are listed out. They are dissected and individual tokens are printed because of this SOP statement. This you have to understand. Actually these things and all that, in my view, these are the tools in a toolkit. Where you use, when you use and all that, whenever you take up a project, that type of requirement you can find. Then on need basis if you learn, then you can become master over that. This is general conceptual learning. Just we have to understand what type of methods are provided, what is the syntax, what is the functionality, that we understand. But that is the basic understanding. But whenever you are developing a project, this type of functionality you may require. Once you use that, it is like making car driving, you never forget. It is registered in your brain. That you keep in mind. And first, don't ignore experimenting with this thing. Otherwise, hundreds of methods I am introducing, how can you remember them? There is no room for by-hearting in programming. So remembering means you first write. Writing is a very good habit. Thereafter you type it on the computer and execute it, and you write your own notes, because whatever you remember now, it may not retain after a few days or few months. That is why if you write a notes, you can save a lot of time. Suppose for studying this concept, if you take half an hour time, if you write a notes and all that, in future with a 5 minutes reference you can complete that. Otherwise again half an hour time you have to spend, because every point may not create a doubt, but few complex points are there and there you may miss. That is why if you write your own notes, you can save a lot of time in future. Suppose a 1000-page book is there, a Java book, you may take 2 months or 3 months time. If you prepare your notes on that, just with 2 or 3 days of reference, you can recall every aspect of the program. That always you remember. These are the good habits which are essential for all prospective programmers.